Hey there, how are you? Hey Edith, how you doing? If you can hear me, Edith, I'm gonna hop out real quick and then come back because I've got to make sure that this sets up for me to do breakout sessions, okay? So I have to go change something real quick.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So my microphone works?
It does. Looks like a pretty fancy microphone you got there.
I'm good, how are you?
There's the boss.
I'm gonna turn my camera off so I can eat lunch. You don't have to watch me eating.
Rotarians associate the naming of a Paul Harris Fellow. Where's my
Hey there. How are y'all?
Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Hey, Glenn, did you get my email about that grant for Rotary?
I don't think so, but I will check.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Glenn, I just drove by that thing. What is it?
Lisa, I will check. I'm not sure I saw it or not.
Okay.
We're redoing our aircraft rescue firefighting training facility, and that's the new fuselage for the aircraft that we'll use to set on fire.
It looked like a fuselage, but it really didn't look airworthy. So that explains everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure Pepper Tank's going to get in the business of actually building flyable airplanes. And Lisa, I see it. I'll take a look at it after the meeting's over.
Thank you so much. So somebody tell me how your weekend was.
I had a fun weekend. I went up to Sheridan and just
Oh,
hung
yeah?
out. Yeah.
What'd you do there?
place up there. I visited the Martinizing store up there. The corporate office has some interest in me taking it over, but I'd never actually been there. Then me and Courtney just went shopping, sightseeing.
Fun. That does sound fun.
Not to trump you, Edith, but I have a new ring on a special finger.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am trying to get a picture here ready to go so that when we start our meeting later, I can share something with you all. So I'm looking at my second screen over here. I'm not ignoring you. There we go. I love it when a plan comes together. So yeah, I had a super fun weekend, almost as fun as Sabrina's. Are you ready for this, Sabrina? Almost as fun as getting a special ring on the special finger. I cleaned out closets.
That's awesome.
That ranks right up there with the trip to Sheridan and getting engaged. Maybe not quite as high as those two, milestones, but that was my milestone and I was mighty proud, I just want to say.
I made chocolate. I got you all beat.
Oh, you do have us all beat. Yeah, yum. Anybody else do anything special for the weekend?
Yeah, I put up our snow fence.
Oh,
So
there you go.
I'm ready for snow, but it got my back down to the point I can't put my snow blower on the tractor. So I hope it doesn't snow very much.
But the snow will come. Hopefully right now it'll be a little bit and you'll be ready. I'm sorry you hurt your back. That's such a
Yeah.
bummer.
It'll get better, thanks.
Well, we still have a few more minutes before we hop on to our meeting.
I had to start early because I wanted to be sure I could get there. I wasn't certain I could.
To the meeting link?
To the meeting, yeah.
Yeah, it's, that's why we send it out every week. It's the same link every week. But we include it in every email just because, gosh, doesn't it get, I don't know about you. I kind of get a little nervous right before it starts if I don't know exactly where that link is. So I do it for myself as much as for anybody else.
Well, it turns out it's pretty simple. I think this is the second time I've done it, but the first time was several months ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, once the trick is once you have that Zoom downloaded, right, and you have it on your computer, then you just click that link and you should be good to go. So
Good.
I am going to hop up. We have just a minute or two. I'm going to go close this door before we get started.
And you can start adding lights and microphones and backgrounds.
Well, on a not so great note, I'm hearing that our COVID numbers are up even more dramatically today than they were last week in our hospital as far as numbers of patients that are in for COVID. So I'm just going to encourage you all to say, stay safe and stay well. And this cough I've already had checked out. It's not COVID because because of where I work, I want to be really mindful of both the people who visit us here at the library and my staff. So I did go get tested, but I've got this naggy dry cough and it's from starting our heaters and our fireplace and not starting our humidifier on time. So, there's that 5 years from Texas learning curve, right? Those the rest of you who are native or been here longer than I am know to start those humidifiers a little bit earlier. But
Lisa,
I'll get it all figured out.
Lisa, do you still have the quilt there at the library for Ted?
I do still have that quilt here, and yeah, I'll do a reminder a little bit later on, Jimmy, but it is beautiful. I wish I could pivot this around and show you all the quilt. It is really pretty, and we've had a couple of people sign it. Matt Grant came by a little earlier today, and we had somebody come by on Saturday, but I encourage you, if you're out and about and you can, stop by the library and sign this quilt. It is really pretty, and I know it's going to mean a lot to Ted and Lori.
And so it will be there this afternoon.
It'll be here all day today, and
Okay.
the first thing in the morning, they're gonna, I don't know exactly what time I'm gonna get the quilt back to them if they're gonna pick it up or if I'm gonna take it, but that'll be sometime tomorrow morning. So it'll be here all day today until we close.
I'll get in this afternoon.
Fantastic. That is fantastic. Thank you for that. So I don't know about you, but I'm showing straight up 12 o'clock. And I know we've still got some more members that'll be hopping on. Right now we have 33 members who have joined us. But let's go ahead and, for the sake of those of us who are on and keeping our schedule as close to on time as we can, I want to go ahead and start this meeting. So I don't have a bell, but there's the clap to start the meeting. How's that? They say you have to improvise. So we're going to start the meeting with a clap. I'm going to turn us over to Jimmy Goolsby, who has graciously volunteered to give our inspiration, pledge, and four-way test.
Well, thank you. I thought about that inspiration for a little while. I thought, the most inspiring thing to me is my wife, and she's having her birthday today. And so I'll say that, but I would like to say a quick prayer. Dear Lord, watch over us. Help us through this COVID virus thing. Help us to survive it and to thrive after it. And Lord, help Lori's husband, Ted. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. And
Now, pledge of the flag, to the flag.
yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Yeah.
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that so much. So as a reminder, when we're doing these virtual meetings, we always have, typically what we were doing before was the president-elect was monitoring the chat. That was when John was our fearless leader and I was the president-elect. Right now, our president-elect is Lori Klatt. And as we know, Lori is out of town with her husband, Ted. And so she's going to be out of pocket for a while as Ted faces his battle with cancer, and she wants to support him in whatever way she can, of course. So John Griffith, the amazing member that he is, has stepped up. John will be monitoring our chats until further notice on our Facebook Zoom calls. So anytime you have anything that you want to share with the club, if you'll pop that into the chat, John will be monitoring that and he'll bring that to the club as needed. One of the things that you could pop into your chat is if you have a guest. I do see that our presenter is on. We'll be introducing her in a little while, but I'll just wave. Hi, Karla. Good to see you. John, do we have any other guests with us today?
You know, Lisa, I'm looking around. I know I got your message about the Rubles guest, but I do not see him here yet. So unless I'm missing somebody, I don't see that that we have any guests with us today.
Well,
Okay.
I got Ryan sitting here.
Well, hey, Ryan.
Oh,
Welcome.
there's Ryan. Always great to have a guest from Five Trails. Good to see you, Ryan.
You too. Good afternoon.
Okay, yeah, and just don't forget, if you have anything you want to share, just pop that into the chat. That would be good. So before we go to the family of Rotary and Rotarians of the Week and announcements, I think that we have some of each one of those. Last week, we really seemed to like the idea of breaking into breakout sessions. I'm going to do that again today. So I will put you in sessions. We currently have 40 participants on right now. I'm going to put you into about, oh goodness. I'm going to put you into about 5 participants per room. You'll have about 8 minutes to visit, catch up with each other, introduce yourself if you are a guest, and just fellowship. So I'm fixing to send you into those rooms. You will receive a notice towards the end of your time to come back and join us together. Enjoy your time. So I see a few people on the main screen with me. We have broken into breakout groups. And so I would encourage you to join the breakout group that you were invited to join. If you were not invited into a breakout group, would you please unmute and let me know, and I'll make sure and get you assigned to a group. But this is your opportunity just to visit with your fellow Rotarians. Jackie, I see that you're in the main lounge right now. If you want to join your breakout group, you should have an invitation on your screen. Hey, Chastity, I just sent you an invitation to join a breakout group. Pinky Ellis and Jackie Hoddle, I still see that you're in the main meeting room with me. If you'd like to join your breakout group and visit with your fellow club members, simply hit yes to that invitation that should be sitting on your main screen. I see that Bob has joined us. I'm not sure which Bob. Is that Tarantola maybe? Bob, I see you've joined us. I'm going to send you to a breakout room so you can visit with some Rotarians. We have about another 4 minutes just to visit, and then we'll come back as a large group. Here's your invitation. So Bob, to go into that break, yeah, there you go. Hey, Dick, we are in breakout rooms right now to visit with our fellow Rotarians, much like sitting at a table. They'll be coming back out of their breakout sessions in about 1 minute and 10 seconds. You want to stay tight? You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Do you just want to stick here with me while we're waiting for everybody?
Well, I was in the meeting, but I was muted. I was trying to get my phone on unmuted. Am I unmuted now?
You are. You're unmuted and I can see you.
Okay.
Fantastic. The rest of the gang will be back in about 45 seconds or maybe, let me see, maybe about 1 minute and 45 seconds. Let's see.
Can you send me back there?
I think when I hit close out, it gives them 1 minute. So let me see what happens. Yeah, so now I can't send you anywhere. You're stuck with me, sir. Sorry about that.
Well, can't be better being stuck with the president.
There you go. We've got a few more who joined us. I see we've got Eric Easton and Nicole Folson here with us, and Luke Gillum is here. I think people are starting to leave their breakout rooms and join us.
At least
Look at them all coming back. Good to see you. Welcome back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Jenna, you're always so full of energy. It's always fun to have you in a group. Okay, about 15 more seconds and everybody will be back. Did y'all have some good chats? Yeah, good.
I still have to, just real quickly, I have to learn not to talk over the top of people inadvertently.
That's a challenge whenever you're on virtual because
It
it
is.
seems like there's a little bit of a lag time and 2 or 3 people talking at once. Who's saying that? Who made that realization?
Me, Dean.
Dean, oh, okay.
I was trying not to talk on Dean. This is Anthony. That was pretty cool.
It's a challenge, isn't it? It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We're glad to have you all back. I'm going to mute everybody's mic really quickly. Okay, so I hope y'all had some great chats and caught up with each other. We're going to move on to Family of Rotary. So I will do the first Family of Rotary. As you know, that our fellow Rotarian, well, I'm going to make sure she's not here. Is Lori Klatt on? Was anybody in a breakout session? I don't think she's here. So we know that Lori's husband, Ted, is starting his fight against cancer. And just as a reminder, so that is my Family of Rotary announcement, to keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And then just as a reminder, some of her coworkers made a beautiful quilt, and the staff out at Summit Medical, which is where Lori works, signed that quilt. I have it here in my office. A couple of you have stopped by and signed it. So if you get a chance sometime today, if you would stop by my office and sign that quilt, they would love for her Rotary family to have the opportunity to sign that as well. I have some cloth markers here for you to use. If you want to swing by, it'll be here all day today till library closes, whether I'm here or not. You can just tell them you want to come sign the quilt in my office. And it'll be here tomorrow, but I don't know what time they're going to come pick it up. So I'm going to say 10-ish, but I don't really know that for sure. Today is your best bet if you want to sign that quilt. Do we have anybody else, John, for Family of Rotary?
I do, actually. And she's sitting right next to me.
Martha Rakestraw is having carpal tunnel surgery on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
If it's not, I don't know if that's considered elective surgery. So as far as I know, that's going to continue. She's having her left hand done first, and then when that heals, she'll have her right hand done.
Thank you for that, Susan. Anybody else for Family of Rotary? Let's keep Martha in our prayers. I know that, Michael, I see you with your hand up. I know that we had somebody else, Dennis Lauer, was having some issues with carpal tunnel. I don't know if he's had surgery scheduled. Michael, how do you have somebody as well?
Yeah, mine's a real positive one and just learned about it. Sabrina Foreman got engaged on Friday night.
Yay, Sabrina, congratulations. What a lucky guy to have snagged you. So we'll move on to Rotarians of the Week. John, do we have any Rotarians of the Week that people have shared with you?
We do. I'm going to turn it over to Steve Lofton.
Okay.
Well, of course, we have the meat packing at the Food Bank of the Rockies. It was somewhat different this time. The meat seems to have come from a meat packing plant here in Wyoming that had taken 4-H donations because we had lamb, pork, beef, and goats. And so we didn't get a full box of goats, but it's up to them to spread it wherever they want. I wanted to shout out to our volunteers. We got along really well this time, even though Greg was there. Greg, are you here? Greg was there, and he did a good job this time. Not that he doesn't every time. And Sabrina Foreman was there, did a good job. We had a volunteer from the Five Trails Club, Ryan Jackson. Gina Jensen was there, although she was somewhat late. She helped out a lot. I was there, and Michelle Wistison was there. Michelle, see you, everybody.
Okay, fantastic. A round of applause for those Rotarians of the week. John, are there any other Rotarians of the week that you know of?
I don't have any other Rotarians of the week.
Okay, I do have one. I will nominate Anthony Martinez. So Anthony, as you know, is one of your board members, and his avenue of service is service projects. And thank you, Anthony, for working so hard with Natrona County Parks to get it set up that we could participate. I think there's probably gonna be an announcement later on, but in the Alcova cleanup. Thanks so much for that. You know, I was just one of those thinking, darn, I think we missed a great opportunity, but no, thanks to you, we did not. So congratulations and thank you, Anthony. And I nominate you for Rotarian of the Week for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Announcements. We move on into announcements. I know that John has one, and then do we have an announcement on the Alcova cleanup? Anthony, are you or Jenna, one of you going to announce for that?
Yes, I'm ready to speak on that. So
Okay.
as soon as that blast does hit the internet, if anybody is interested, we do have it organized now through the county, through Mike Hagler. And so we're going to have different teams, which will work out great to have a Rotary team. But I'd like to have names turned into Mike before the weekend comes. And I told him we'd like to have like 20 to 30, and he said that'd be just great if we could. And I just, it'd be nice to have a group established so we kind of know what direction or what works best for the size of our group. So anybody that would like to volunteer now can, you know, speak out now. I'll write it down or just text me, whatever works best. And it is a very organized cleanup through the county. And Steve Frill mentioned it through City Council on Tuesday, and Jenna had brought it up in a meeting, so we just kind of walked it through and touched the right bases. So anybody that can help, it'd be wonderful to have you.
Fantastic, Anthony. Do we need to bring our own gloves or anything we need to bring with us?
Yes, definitely. And the ATVs also, he mentioned, would be smarter than probably walking. So if there's any ATVs, I'm going to take one with tracks and a trailer to pick up the bags. So I'll see if there's any gloves available, but we will supply the bags and everything else. So you just need to, you know, the weather looks like it'll be in the 40s, near 50. So yes, whatever you can do to have fun and you know, I'll supply water. So I'll bring some plenty of water.
Fantastic. So Rotarians, that is on our Facebook page already, but I know that our marketing Loom is going to do a nicer, prettier, more engaging Facebook post, but it's already out there. So if you need more information, you can check out our Facebook page for the Rotary Club of Casper, and you'll find that information. And Anthony's phone number is listed there. So he wants to track and make sure all the Rotarians are kind of working together. All right, thank you for that, Anthony.
Do we have any vests, Lisa, or something that I could grab a handful of vests so we're kind of labeled as Rotary?
So Liz Becker has the vests, and I know that she's on. Can you and Liz coordinate after the meeting about getting those vests together? Will that work? Okay,
Yep.
fantastic.
Yep.
Lisa, can we maybe mention when it is and what time and what date?
Anthony?
So it is going to be Saturday, and Jenna, do you have that in front of you on the start time? I think it's noon, but.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, I will, again, it's listed, posted, and I just don't want to misspeak on, you know, not having it accurate as heck.
Hey, Anthony.
I'm pretty sure it's noon. Yes.
Anthony, this is John. I'll work with Lisa. We'll get an email out that also includes your cell phone number, if you don't mind, so folks can contact you to sign up.
Sure enough, yes. And I do have all the emails that have, from beginning, but I'm sorry, I did not write the start time down. I'm pretty sure it's noon though.
I'm looking here to see if it's in this post. Actually, it says on the post, Natrona County Parks asks with the Bureau of Reclamation invites the public to voluntarily participate in this historic cleanup Saturday, November 14th, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Lord.
Southeast shelter at Okie Beach.
Yeah, see, we would have been late.
Saturday at 10, Southeast shelter at Okie Beach. Okay, fantastic. John, we have another announcement?
Didn't have another announcement, so I appreciate the segue into Anthony's discussion there, but I do have one more Rotarian of the week to nominate, or two, I should say. I'd like to nominate Liz Becker and Errol Miller. They attended Dick Shamley's celebration of life on Saturday. It was a pretty sparse attendance, but they were there helping represent Rotary, and Errol also serves on the Senior Center Board of Directors, which Dick was a member of as well.
Well, thank you, John, for that, and Dick will certainly be missed as a valuable member of our club. He was such a great supporter of all things Rotary, so it's really great that some were able to go and represent the club. It's really hard during COVID to have people, friends, neighbors who are sick, or maybe even who have passed, and it's really difficult and challenging right now for knowing how can we let them know our love and thoughts are with them. So for those of you who made it, kudos to you.
Lisa, this is Steve. I've got another, I just was thinking here, if anybody hadn't noticed, we had an election here this week, and we had a lot of Rotarians that were running for office. And I couldn't name them all, but I know our club had a group of them. So thank you and congratulations if you won, and too bad if you lost, I guess.
Well, that's great. You're right. And just a congratulations and a big thanks for running, right? It's great when you look at a ballot and there's a great list of people to select from. So we do have quite a few in our club who stepped forward and ran for office. So that is fantastic. Okay, so if we have no further announcements or Rotarians of the Week or Family of Rotary, we are going to move into what I would think is a very special, kind of a unique celebration that we're going to have today. So as time goes on, we have club members who often feel compelled to donate to Rotary International. So November starts Rotary International Month. This is the month that we celebrate all things Rotary Foundation. And this is a good time to celebrate people who have given of themselves, of their finances to help the Rotary International Foundation. So we're going to have a Paul Harris honoree little ceremony. And this is going to be a little unusual because we have a lot, usually we do one or two, maybe 3 or 4 at a time. We have a whole slew of people at this time that we are going to recognize for Paul Harris, because this goes back to just as we were shutting down last March and stopping face-to-face meetings, and all the way through this morning, I got one more. So I'm going to have Edis, who is our board member in charge of the Avenue of Service for Rotary International. He is going to have some information to share with you, and then we'll kick it over to Dick Wimbish, who will list out the honorees. Those of you who are being honored, I will get with each one of you individually later to get either your certificate or your pins to you. So I'm going to share my screen because these are, can y'all see that? John Griffith, I see you. Can you shake your head if you see the pins? Perfect. Edis, if you want to take it away.
Can everyone hear me okay? Can everyone hear me? Okay. Rotarians associate the naming of a Paul Harris Fellow as a tribute to a person who has demonstrated a shared purpose and support for the educational and humanitarian objectives of Rotary Foundation. The recognition is named after Rotary's founder, the late Paul Harris, a Chicago lawyer who started Rotary with 3 business associates in 1905. A world of goodwill and better understanding comes closer to reality today because of our club members who have made substantial donations to the Rotary Foundation. In a few minutes, fellow club member Dick Wimbish will name several club members, along with their Paul Harris recognition levels. Each of them joins a remarkable company of people throughout the world who have recognized their commitment to service above self to benefit local and international communities. It gives me great pleasure as your club's newest board member in the Rotary International Avenue of Service to be a part of this ceremony to honor our fellow club members. I thank each of the honorees for their commitment to Rotary's common goal of world understanding and better peace. And now Dick will recite the names of today's honorees.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Okay. As Lisa said, this is pretty exciting. In the past, where we've done this just 2 or 3 at a time, maybe once or twice a month, sort of forget how many people over the course of a year are involved in the Rotary International Giving, and it's kind of heartwarming to see that this year. In no particular order here, I'll read off our recipients so far this year. Edith Allen, Lisa Scoggins, Lori Klatt, and Susan Griffith all receive their Paul Harris certificate. Casey Allison, Charles Schoenwolf, Chaz Farnham, Glenn Januska, and Lisa Scroggins, and Lori Klatt are going to receive their Paul Harris +1. Casey Allison, Dennis Sun, Mary Beth Plochek, Valerie Roberts will receive their Paul Harris +2. Jason DeWitt, Mark Owens will receive a Paul Harris +3. Kevin Murphy, Paul Harris +4. Steve Lofton, Paul Harris +5. Myself, Mike Sullivan, Paul Harris +7. Ned Hodder, Michael Sullivan, Rick Ryman, Liz Becker, and myself, a Paul Harris +8. So this is it's impressive, and I want to express my appreciation to my fellow club members in supporting all you do for Rotary International.
Thank you, Dick. That is quite an amazing list. Yes, a definite round of applause to everybody. So if you weren't counting, and I bet you weren't, there were 20 individuals that were just recognized. And there were 25 recognitions given out because some people earned more than one level during that time period. So I think it's exciting to be able to celebrate this all together. I'm a little sad that we have to do it virtually, but please know that your commitment to Rotary International Foundation is noted, is important, and is appreciated. Thank you so much. And so now, John, I'm going to turn it over to you for introduction of our speaker.
Lisa, I appreciate that. And that was a great presentation of our Paul Harris giving. So wonderful to hear that. Our speaker today is a registered dietitian and has been teaching healthy eating and nutrition classes in Casper for many years. She worked at the University of Wyoming Extension Office for 14 years as a nutrition educator and recently opened her own business in the Wolcott Galleria, a place where food and friends are made. Kitchen Social offers a fun and friendly environment in which one can learn about nutrition, saving money, mindful eating, and more. She has lived in Casper with her husband for 19 years and has 2 grown children. Today, she will be sharing with our club the benefits of healthy eating, what the Kitchen Social is all about, and the challenges her business has faced during the COVID pandemic. Rotarians, please welcome the owner of Kitchen Social, Karla Case.
Well, thank you. I wanted to thank Lisa and Lori for inviting me to speak with you guys. It really is an honor to have so many people on here that will be hearing about my business. I'm very proud of it and happy to be talking about it. So one of the things Lisa wanted me to talk about is, or many things, but really how it came to be. And when I worked for the Extension Office, I worked there for a lot of years, and the thing that I kept noticing was how social the environment was when I had people that were working together and doing activities together, and they were having fun, and they were making new friends. And I know that social interaction is so important for our health and for our longevity. And And so I wanted an environment that I could create myself without the from the extension office and all the reporting that comes along with working for such a an entity. And so I took a big risk and decided just to go for it. And so it was last summer that I actually started it. And I did it part-time for about 8 months while I was transitioning out of extension. And I was noticing that Casper does have some opportunities for social interaction, but I wanted to be one of the healthier ones where people could gather. So while I was transitioning out of extension, I was building this business and I was working part-time. And then I started full-time in January. And what this business is all about, because sometimes I get some confusion with it, but our motto is, the motto of Kitchen Social is where food and friends are made. So we are making food, and the social part of it is hopefully making friends, but it's where you can learn about not just healthy eating, but also healthy cooking, and also the importance of good nutrition. That's always key in the classes that I teach is how can you incorporate more healthy ingredients? How can you cook more at home? We've really come away from, at least up until this pandemic, we don't cook at home as much and we're eating out more and we're not eating healthy and we're not getting the nutrients that we need. And so how can you cook at home more where it's easy, where it's inexpensive, where you don't have to spend an hour in the kitchen? And that's just something I've been teaching for a lot of years. And I try to get that out to people. This is important. This is for your health. This is for your pocketbook. And also just getting into the kitchen more. And those with kids, let's teach our kids how to cook. My kids are grown. I wish I would have done more with them as far as teaching them how to cook more for themselves, because my son especially doesn't do as well as I wish he would have. And so in my classes, I do invite people to bring their children, and I do allow 11 and under to come in for free, because I love to see them learning these skills that they're eventually going to have when they become adults. But also I teach people how to reduce highly processed foods. And we all know that's a big problem in the American diet, is we eat a lot of highly processed foods. We go to the grocery store and buy the things that might look like they're healthy, but we're not reading the ingredient list. So I do a whole class on that. Just planning ahead, how can I eat healthy? And then how can I cook healthy too? So those are all the different skills that I try to teach in my classes. And the classes that I offer, I do this through classes. Like an example would be a pressure cooker, because I found out there's so many people that have a pressure cooker, like an Instant Pot, but they have no idea what to do with it. So I teach people how to do that, but I don't just teach them, but I have them do it in class. It's a lot of activity going on in class, a lot of hands-on stuff. And that's how we learn the best, is by actually going for it and doing it. Learning to use your air fryer, how to preserve food, like how to can, how to freeze, how to dehydrate. And especially now, it's so important that we are not wasting food, and that we're learning how to preserve it and how to keep it so that we don't have to throw food away. I do a class that Lisa has been to a couple different times called Fix and Freeze, where you make up meals ahead of time and then you freeze them. And in my class, you get to make your own meals and take them home and freeze them. But I encourage people to do this at home as well. You know, set up your kitchen, put all the ingredients out there and make meals ahead of time, so that when you're busy during the week, you can just pull it out of the freezer and make a healthy meal. I also do like bread baking, pizza making, healthy baking. I do dog treats, just a real variety of classes, just to get people out there getting social, and then learning how to eat healthier and to cook healthier. And then right now, since it's the holidays coming up, I'm doing some holiday classes. I'm doing holiday treats, which doesn't have necessarily have a healthy flair to it, but we all have to have a little bit of fun in our food too. And I also teach a class called Gifts in a Jar, just trying to keep up with what people are requesting for the holidays. Obviously, one of the curveballs that came my way when I started full-time in January was the pandemic. So I had barely started doing this full-time when I had to shut down in March. And I was actually shut down for 4 months, which is really difficult for a brand new business that is just starting to gain momentum. And then I had to completely stop doing it. So when you have the name social in your business name, and we're in a socially distancing world, it doesn't do too well. Here I am trying to get people together. I'm trying to get them to socialize, make new friends, and that obviously was not something people wanted to do, especially in March, April, May when it first started. So what I did in the meantime is I wanted to stay busy, and instead of doing online classes, I decided to just start making products and selling them. And so I added that to my website. And so I started making granola bars, dog treats, different things like that, and selling those so I could still have interaction with my participants and my customers. And then in July, I did open back up. That was when a lot of the restrictions were lifted, and I did open back up. But I knew it was going to be different. I knew it had to be different. And so I had smaller classes now, where before I would have up to maybe 12 people. Now I cut it at 6 so that I could keep everybody socially distant. And then of course, hand sanitizer and masks. And we were very careful with all of that. And then now I'm actually getting quite a bit busier. And I think that what the reason why, and people have actually told me, is they need to get out. They need to see other people. They need to be in that social environment, because as humans, we crave that. And so I'm welcoming them, and I'm doing it in a careful way. And what has worked out really well, and Lisa has been involved in this, is having businesses have their employees come to a class where they all know each other, and so they all have fun interacting, like in a team environment where they are having fun, kind of a morale booster, and just doing something together in a social way. And so I've done that with several businesses now. So that's kind of an avenue I'm going to start to pursue a little bit more, in addition to teaching my regular classes just to the general public. I'm just going to talk until I get to the end of my notes, and then whenever you guys have questions, just feel free to ask questions, because I'll probably lose track of time, and Lisa can just cut me off. When we talk about the pandemic, and when we talk about just our everyday life, and all the political stuff that's going on, we're experiencing a lot of stress, some of us more than others. And we all understand the importance of good nutrition at any time in our lives, but especially when we have a lot of stress going on. And that's something that I try to tie in with my classes, is the importance of this healthy eating, because we're under this stress, and what can food do for us in this time of stress? And it's, it comes back to, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it really comes down to eating more fruits and vegetables, because that's where we get the antioxidants that are going to help us with this stress, with this inflammation that we're experiencing because of the stress. And so it's a really good time during this pandemic for me to be able to talk to people about what are the best foods that I can eat during this time. How can I help my immune system? How can I get healthier so that I don't have to worry about it when this comes around again? Which is something I love to talk about anyway, but especially now, because we're really feeling the effects of being cooped up, of having a lot of stress in our lives. And so between the whole social aspect of it and the eating healthier part of it, I really feel like I feel a niche. I feel a need for a lot of people. I hope I do, at least. Feel that need that the people are looking for, because it's more important than ever to pay attention to our health. It's always important, but it's even now it's even more important to be able to do that. So just kind of going back a little bit, I am located, and I think that you guys had already heard that, but I am in the Wolcott Galleria. The Wolcott Galleria is an interesting place to have a business, because they do have businesses coming in and out quite a bit. But I've managed to be there for over a year now. I am in the way back of it. I didn't really need a curbside presence, because I have a website and I have an active email list where people hear about the classes that are coming up. And I don't know, you guys might get that information from Lisa. I don't know if that comes through in your notes or not, but or actually it might have been in the agenda sent out, is my website. And that's where people can sign up for classes and also buy any products that I have on there. But one last thing I'd like to encourage you all, if you know of a business owner, or if you know of somebody that might be interested in having their staff come by or make a reservation to just do any kind of class that they want, because you choose what kind of class that you want, and then just kind of come in and have fun, and maybe have a little bit of stress relief while you're doing some cooking or some type of food prep. Just kind of helping a small business continue to help me get up off the ground. But did I cover everything?
I think so. So I just want to interject really quick. When we sent out our email invitation, we did put your website and your contact information in there. So with that, I will thank you, Karla, for that great overview of your new business and the challenges you faced opening a business during COVID, and the great business plan that you have to move forward. With that, I would ask if any club members have any questions. Feel free, please pop those into chat. Don will bring those up to the club. That's much easier than everybody trying to unmute. We'll do that. But as we're waiting for that, I do want to say that Karla mentioned about businesses using this as a team building. And so that is one thing that we have done with our staff here at the library. We're in the process, actually. We've had a couple of groups go. We have a couple more to go. And what the cool thing is that her business is large enough that it can be spread out. It's easy to social distance while you're in there and still socialize while being well over 6 feet away from the person that you're working next to. And it was just a fun way for my staff to have time away from work while they were, on the clock, but away from work, and engage with each other in a different way. Because I don't know about you guys, we've had to cancel our Christmas party. So, it's just a way for staff to have that little bit of a break and a little bit of engaging with each other in a way that's not work related. And we find a lot of value with that here. So if you find that valuable, that may be something you're interested in doing. But that's kind of what she was referring to earlier. So John, have we had any questions pop up in chat?
Yeah, we did. But first off, Lisa, I do want to recognize a shortcoming of mine today. Gregory from the Oil City News joined us as a guest today, and I failed to recognize that and get him acknowledged. So Greg from Oil City News, thanks for joining us today, man. It's good seeing you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Sorry, I could have introduced myself as well, but I was this is my first Zoom meeting, so I'm still feeling it out.
No, you're good. Yeah. It's my fault, not yours. Thanks for joining. Hopefully we'll see you again shortly.
Yes.
As far as questions for Karla, I have received a few. And again, if anybody has some, send them to me in the chat. We did get your website out there, link to your website in the chat there, Karla. But a couple quick questions are a couple simple ones. I'll ask them together. One, what are your hours and how do folks sign up with you? Is that all basically through your website?
My hours, so I'm not like there during certain hours, but as far as my classes go, I teach daytime and evening classes. And I probably should have mentioned this before, but I'll do it now. But I have more evening classes, and they start at 5:30, and they usually go till 7 or 7:30. And I do some afternoon and also Saturday classes as well. For example, I have a holiday treats class coming up this weekend because I know that a lot of people can't do nights or during the week. And so I do about every third Saturday, I'll do a class. And then people sign up, they can go to the website, which is the CasperKitchenSocial.com, or just email me as well if they wanted to join the class. And then on the website, you can also subscribe to my email list. And when you're on my email list, you'll see I'm usually on there pretty frequently to let you know classes that are coming up. And I have a Facebook page as well. So I really try to get out there, keep people posted on classes that are coming up. So as far as the hours, that's probably what you meant, is what time do I do the classes? And yeah, a lot of night classes. And I just switch it up. I switch it up every month with the classes that I do teach.
Great. So then I think this answers this next question. It's reservation only, really? There's no just kind of walk in and I get to start cooking kind of thing?
Right. Well, I need to know how many people I'm going to be having. So if I'm doing a pizza class, because we do a fun pizza class where you make your own pizza, and just so I can get all the ingredients and all the supplies that I need. And then I also want to cap it at a certain number. So so people, when they sign up online, then they'll be able to, if the registration's open, then they know that the class is going on.
Great. Thank you, Karla. That's interesting and exciting. Lisa, that is all of the questions I have received thus far.
Okay, fantastic. And Karla, thank you again. I can speak from experience. My staff, both male and female, have really been having a great time going to do the fix and freeze. And thank you for sharing with us. And I would just add one little final thought. It's really important that you eat healthy in times of stress. And I don't know about you, but it's been a stressful time lately. And eating healthy and whole foods is really important for your body to process. Again, Karla, thank you for coming today. John, who are we looking forward to next week?
Yeah, we've got some exciting weeks coming up. Next one is not any exception. And I will say, first off, just a big thank you to everybody. I think we had almost 50 folks join us today. So keep engaging with us. I know we've got some exciting meetings coming up. Next week, as Lisa mentioned, it is Rotary Foundation Month with Rotary International. We have past District Governor Chuck Rutenberg from Colorado going to join us via Zoom. And then also, don't want to miss this, Rick Ryman is also going to present our annual club tax returns, which is always riveting. So look forward to seeing everybody next week.
It is always riveting. And I saw Dan Aldill doing this whenever you said that, because, you know, in the past, we always heard about these taxes and at our March or April club annual meeting. And now we're going to be hearing about them a little more timely. And that should be great. So yes, I would encourage you all. What an easy way to bring a friend to Rotary is just by sharing that Zoom link. I would encourage you to share the Zoom link and let people in on the learning and the camaraderie we have in Rotary, which is actually what Kyle Gamroth did and got Gregory here. Greg, great to see you. I want to remind you again before we go, don't forget Saturday, if you want to go help, it'll be historic cleaning up at Alcova. That would be 10 o'clock. Look for that information, all the details on our Facebook page. Let's be a part of making a difference in our community, and that lake is definitely a part of our community. What a beautiful place to go. Also want to remind you, we have the quilt here at the library. For those of you who would like to sign the quilt for Lori and for Ted as a tangible sign of support, I encourage you and welcome you to come by and do so. And with that, you know, not having a bell, I'm going to clap my hands here in a second. But thank you for joining us today. And don't forget that Rotary opens opportunities, but only if you choose to share it. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We're done. Take care. Bye.